Okay guys, I'm going to do a mini update of the Vanguard because it's hit a major milestone. Let's roll the intro and I'll tell you. And a warm welcome to one and all. Now if you're unsure what the Vanguard is, it's a journey that started around 3 years ago. What I did was I built up a series of small accounts, and I've been doing it on and off for 3 years. And all I've been doing is I've been putting the money in savings account, buy myself a telly here, there and everywhere, buy myself a holiday, but surplus cash and surplus cash from my trading accounts have been going in the Vanguard. Now, about 18 months ago, I started really pushing my foot to the pedal. Let me get a coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. My throat's dry as a bone. I really started putting my toe down because I wanted to build something meaningful rather than just show you building up 500 quid here, there and everywhere. In fact, we've been building up some half decent accounts, and what we've done is, well, I think it's easier to show you than it is to tell you. So let me just flick this over and I'll kind of explain it. So flick that onto there. So this particular account, you saw me start this. This is what's called a Christmas fund. We started this a little bit back over in September, put 200 quid in it. And we've been building it up, and we built it up and built it up. So we took a little bit of money out of it. Now I use that money to go into the Vanguard, and that's there. Now this month it's doing pretty darn well. My payment is just shy of 300 quid. I'll have that at over 300 quid by the end of this week. So that'll go in the Vanguard. But I've opened up a specific pot, an emerging and markets pot. Now I've got 2 of these running. I've got a little prop running, and I'm also doing something what's called save the change. Now in your bank accounts, you can save your change, and it all adds up to that. Today we've hit £100,000 of money, and this little pot here that you see, the emerging markets pot, there's 2 versions of this, and I'm going to flick it over onto the other one. Just simply, it's a little bit cheaper to run, and it has a few more products. This one has 2,500 in. The next one has 3,900, and it's slightly cheaper. So I'm going to swap it over. That's why it's in cash at the moment, because I'm selling it into cash, and then I'm going to change it over, and then I'm going to build it up. And what you'll see from the small accounts only, not my surplus money, because I do dip into this for my trading account as well, you'll see that particular pot grow. But I was so pleased because we've hit that today, 100,000. I mean, how good is that? So it's really for the guys in the squad who've watched this being built pretty much every day for 3 years. We do little things. We start in one in January where we're going to sort of trade it together, and at the end of it, well, in October there's a lot of us going to Benidorm, but they might want to take the family away or buy something for the house or even build their own Vanguard. I don't know. But this was just an update as to that, and it's not to be boastful. It's actually to inspire, to show you that with a bit of thought, you can start building things up. Because if you think about it, we had the conversation the other night, a little salute to Perry because he brought it up, about how £10 a day can make a difference to somebody. Now most people, and I get it all the time, people pull me apart and everything. And a lot of time they pull me apart and they've got the facts wrong. Which is kind of the course of Facebook arguments and things like that. But £10 a day is 50 quid a week, 200 a month. If you run it over a 10-month period to allow yourself to be wrong and have time off, well, that's £2,000. Now, £2,000 with the world economy as it is, at this moment in time, is a lot of money to somebody's salary. It's the difference between taking the family on holiday and not. And let's be honest, if you've got £1,000 in an account, you can trade £1 a point, you know, quite easily on a lot of products. In fact, I was asked that today on one of the videos. Give me a second, I'll quickly find it. Okay, it was this one. It's one of the Ask Scruff things that I do for the squad. Now, if I come down into the questions, it was asked here on the DAC trade, what size was that with, or what account size was that with? Well, personal information is personal information. So when I'm asked directly things like that, I'm a bit cagey with it, because I'll give the information if I want, but kind of explain that you can trade the DAX with 500 accounts. And the chap's saying, well, for £1, it's 1,900 to 2,200. It's not. You can trade the DAX with an account quite safely with 20 pence positions. It's 193, and if you want to open up £1, it's 966. So the numbers are way off. But what it means is you could easily trade the DAX with 50 pence. And the DAX will do a 20 pip movement really quickly. Well, that can start giving you the money that you require, because you only have to do it maybe twice a day. You can do even sort of 10 pips, 50p, fiver, do it twice, once in the morning, once in the afternoon. There's your tenner, there's your £2,000 off a market that's relatively easy. So you have got the capabilities to do it. You've got to be a bit careful when money's tight against the margin. I do agree with that. And I'm lucky. You know, I've built my accounts up over years and I've got a decent amount that I can open up. Now, if you haven't got a lot of money, you can rely on leverage as well. And that's kind of where the little prop funds come into it. You draw down the account, but you use the account size as your leverage to open up a position. Or you can go BlackBull. You can have 500 to 1. So again, if you've got 500 quid in, you can easily open up 50p and not worry about a margin call. Gets a bit scary if you start using the leverage to up your position size. But if you just open up a position, in other words, an asset, because it's expensive, because the DAX is expensive in fairness, it is. You know, but you can open it up safely on 50p, or you could open it up at 60 or 70 pence. Do your 10, 20 pips, and suddenly you've got life-changing money. And you mightn't think it's life-changing, but £2,000 can change somebody's life. And that's just £2,000 from the start. What about in 5 years' time when you've stuck to a plan and you haven't tried to chase the demon? And the demon is gambling, because you want fast money. And you believe that you're entitled to it because we live in that sort of culture. Well, you're entitled to fuck all. You work for it. And if you're not prepared to work for it, well, you're not getting it. And what happens when you work? Well, you apply common sense to the tasks that you're doing. And if you don't, well, your boss comes along and sacks you. Well, that's what happens in the markets. If you piss about and you don't follow your tasks, you look for the quick shortcuts, the market sacks you. But not only does it sack you, it takes money off you. So keep your position small. It means you can ride out a bit of noise. You're not too stressed when you go to market. And then when you've been paid, put it in an account like that. That account is now self-sustaining. It's paying around £10,000 a year in interest. So not only am I putting my trading profits in, it's been compounding its own interest over the years as well. And that is what's increased the pot to the size it is. Simple way of looking at things. But that's it. That's the update. I'll do a proper update probably the weekend where I show you where the money actually came from. Well, I will do if you're interested, of course. I was doing this every week, but there was limited interest in it. So I just kind of do it once a month now, or every other month, depending on what you guys want. think that's the fairest way, isn't it? But if you like what I do and you like the other videos where I'm trading in front of you, do share it to your friends. YouTube doesn't push it out. It gets limited views, and it would really help if you smash the like, drop a comment, tell me whether it's good, bad or indifferent, and click that share button, and I'll be eternally grateful. But that's it. Happy days. I'm just chuffed to bits, and I wanted to share it with the guys in the squad. So as always, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.